we're going to get to some of this juicy stuff you're talking about. We'll get your insights, go through some articles here. Before we do, a friend of mine, you probably know the guy. Do you know Rob Primo up there in Ontario? Yeah,
yeah.
You know the guy.
From my hometown.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just share the screen here. He put up a video today of a woman. Let me just read this before I put it up. It says, "This video is 3 years ago from today when my protester in crime, Danielle, rolled the Niagara Regional Police up and smoked them. There's nothing like 8 police officers surrounding a disabled woman in a van for the crime of attending a public meeting. Don't ever forget this." So let me just share this video with you guys, and then we'll get some commentary. After that. Can you hear this?
No.
You can't hear it?
I can't hear it, no.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I don't know how to. Okay, let me try this. I'm gonna unplug my headphones and see if you can maybe hear it from there. You hear it now?
No, I can't see it either.
Well, that sucks. All right. Yeah. So essentially, I'll walk you through it then. Yeah. So they're here. They're trying to get her to roll down her window. They're trying to get her to come out of the car, identify herself, and she's asking them to put in a business card here. And this goes on for like 4 minutes. She's demanding that she's being stopped. She asks, "Am I being detained?" They say, "Yes, you're being detained." And they're just basically refusing to give their business cards up until near the end of the video here, and shine the light in her face, demand that she gets out of the car, give her the ID. And eventually, after several minutes of being surrounded by police and 3 cruisers, she does here finally show her ID, as you can see through the window. They see the ID, and then tell her she knows her rights, that under what reasonable suspicion are you stopping me? And at the end of the video ends here where she says she just needs to warm up the car. She doesn't actually get out of the car. So I'm really curious.
TJ, we can't see the video right now either.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Okay. All right.
So, but it was good play-by-play. I mean, we
got
a general breakdown of what happened there.
Yeah. All right, well, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically what's happening. And if I reposted this on my X feed. So guys, if I got to figure out the streaming and showing you the audio and letting you hear the audio, but if you go on my X feed, you can see that, or Rob Primo's X feed, and you can see that he posted that today. But yeah, surrounded by police. She asked for a business card, asked them to identify themselves. They don't until she asks several times. It's kind of a back and forth of, show me your ID, you show me yours. I'll show you mine if you show me yours, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then eventually they do give a business card, and the video ends before kind of any resolution happens. So, and I remember this happened similarly to Chris Sakoshia down in his driveway, where the police were surrounding him, demanding he kind of get out of the car, and he didn't. So if this happens to you, whether it be related to snake bite mandates or anything else, what's the process here? And we watch a lot of like American topics where they're dealing with, with police stops and such. And, our law is different here than it is in the US. So you're in Ontario, might be different in Alberta, but generally speaking, what's the rule of law here? And what are your rights as a Canadian citizen when this happens to you?
Well, first of all, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms was treated like absolute toilet paper throughout the 3+ years of the COVID pandemic. What happened was the police, and I'm not trying to say all the police, because there's a lot of good police, but unfortunately, a lot of the good police didn't stand up either for fear of reprisal. And the really good police are the ones that left. But the really bad police are the ones that we're now seeing all the videos of and saw the videos of then. And the Charter of Rights and Freedoms historically throughout my career, when you acted in a way that was in violation of a person's Charter of Rights and Freedoms, you'd go to court and you would have a pre-trial hearing about charter breach violations. And if there was charter breach violations, and I'm going to be very blunt and honest in saying this because I hope Canada wakes up to this fact, Newmarket courts are probably some of the softest courts filled with liberal government appointed judges, where I have witnessed firsthand and through my colleagues complaining coming back on parade for the next shift. Child sex offenders, repeat child sex offenders, who had violated the sanctity of youth and innocence of childhood multiple times and got let off because of a technicality on the charter. So the onus of making sure that the community safety is upheld and that a judge is doing their best to uphold the law and protect the public, that gets thrown out the window when it suits them and they don't want to incarcerate people because the cost of incarceration. But yet through COVID, it was perfectly acceptable for officers who were inclined, because they were probably picked on in high school and have a very fragile ego, to go and stomp on the Charter of Rights and Freedoms of Canadians because they were politically told to do so, when that is not the oath they took. That is not the responsibility that they have. Their responsibility is to uphold the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So again, I say this. If your rights have been violated, if this has happened to you, if you have proof especially, sue the crap out of them. I mean, I witnessed lawsuits getting launched against cops where I was witness to the incident and there was nothing that happened and it was just somebody looking for a quick cash out payday, and the officer got run through the ringer and it was hell. These people did this. They deserve holy hellfire being rained down on them in the courts. So lawyer up. Let's be honest, lawyers love making money. And this is an opportunity to give them and you a big payday because of justifiable reasons. This is a big tort here. They violated your Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I watched them kick down doors for birthday parties because there was more than 8. Oh, really? Show me where in the Criminal Code of Canada it says that you don't need a no-knock warrant to break into somebody's house because Johnny has his hockey team over and there's more than 8 kids. To every one of you cops, the dust is settled now. And this is coming from a former cop that, you know what, I got my hands dirty. I got into Donnybrooks with dudes and bar fights on Friday nights at the Ultra Piss Up. I know what it's like to get knocked around. I know what it's like to have to use my hands and defend myself. But I never did it to an innocent person. I never looked for Joe Lunchpail and Susie's soccer mom to kick around to feel big. I'm a big man, 6'4", 265. I can hold my own. And I'm not afraid of many people. So I didn't need to exert my power and authority over people. But for those of these guys that did because of their fragile egos and their insecurities, and they looked at this as an opportunity to treat Canadian people like dog crap, good, honest Canadian Joe Lunchpail, Susie soccer mom types, they deserve to get sued, TJ. And I hope the lawsuits start coming down big time because they deserve to lose their badge. I don't care. I'll say it. They deserve to lose their badge.